Ryan, would you stand between our two presenters here? I'd appreciate it. I've been saving this line for a long time. Rose among two thorns, but I won't say that. On the right is Cheryl Clapp. On the left is Kathy Brashear, who helps us in the School of Continuing Education a great deal in technology. And stating the obvious, Ryan's in the middle, and he's our winner. Mr. Ryan Gibson has been very instrumental in working with the School of Continuing Education to implement many new technologies related to projects and goals to benefit Eastern Illinois universities and its off-campus students. He has also been invaluable to the School of Continuing Education, helping us to achieve our technology goals. We have done major studies for years and years of our off-campus students to see how we're doing. We always ask the question, how did you hear about our off-campus programs? Up until just very, very recently, it was always word of mouth, but that's not true anymore. It's on the web. It's our web pages, that's our front door, it's the way we do business. It's critical for our success as we collaborate with the colleges to have a very strong presence on the web. Ryan has been instrumental in helping us develop that and to implement that. He continues to help the School of Continuing Education with important projects, such as implementation of our online course proposal form. For these and many other technologies related to projects, we are nominating Mr. Gibson, and we're pleased that he is the 2010 EIU School of Continuing Education Technology Award winner. Thank you, Rob.
Good afternoon. It was the second day of classes in the spring semester, and we in the School of Business thought that our biggest worries at the beginning of the semester were making sure that students were in the classes they needed, the faculty had everything they needed to teach, and the computer labs were functioning. Or so we thought those were our biggest worries. Little did we know how differently our semester was going to be. As everyone is probably aware, Lumpkin Hall experienced a significant flood as a result of a water pipe break. This happened on the second day of classes. Actually, it was a very frightening experience for those who were in the middle of the water rushing down the stairwell from the 4th floor all the way down to the lower level. The water was gushing down behind the walls and out into a classroom, into the lower level. People were running out of the building, not knowing if it was going to collapse at any moment. So we had to cancel classes and evacuated the building immediately. In a matter of minutes, and I think we checked it because we have videotape of it, but it did not take more than 4 to 5 minutes. There was about 8 inches of water in the lower level of Lumpkin Hall. Unfortunately, this is where all of our ATEC and our Lumpkin computer labs are located. A lot of people from across campus responded very quickly to turn the water off, and then they started that cleanup that very night. Many people helped us relocate our classrooms and our computer labs, not knowing how long we would be out of the building. At first, we thought maybe just a couple of weeks we'll be out, but as it turned out, we just moved in at the beginning of the fall semester. 2 people who quickly responded to our needs were Dr. Michael Hoadley and Mr. Don Braswell. They both met with me the next day after the flood to help us figure out what we needed to do to make sure that our labs were moved and that our students were still being taught. Our teaching labs presented an additional challenge because of the unique software that we have on all of our computers. There were no facilities across campus that had the software, nor were any facilities the size that we needed for our classes. As a result, the decision was made to move the computers rather than installing software on computers in other labs across campus. Quick action on the part of Mr. Don Braswell resulted in the Lumpkin labs being relocated to the Gregg Technology Center. Mr. Braswell assembled a team and spent a significant amount of time dismantling the computers in Lumpkin, moving them, and then setting them up again in the Gregg Triad. Sorry, the Gregg Technology Center. Old habits die hard. They moved their lab in a less than ideal location to accommodate our needs. Thanks to Mr. Braswell and his team, we missed only one day of classes before the computers were set up again and ready to use in the GTC. Everyone worked really hard to make sure that the quality of instruction was not compromised. Not only were Don and his GTC staff instrumental in moving and setting up our computers, Mr. Braswell was so gracious to continue working with me and my staff so that we could reschedule our lab classes in the GTC. Don and his staff stuck with us through the summer to ensure that we would be up and running for the beginning of the fall semester, and we made it just in time. Without Mr. Braswell's and his team's can-do attitude and their technical assistance, I'm not sure what we would have done, and I'd rather not think about that. I would like to publicly thank and recognize Dr. Michael Hoadley for sharing the CATS resources, and Mr. Don Braswell and his team for their tremendous assistance in getting us through this challenging time. Thank you.
Let's give all of the awardees a round of applause.